Alright, welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night. This is Art, and we are continuing our Lord of the Rings Online book quest run. Last time, we finished up the back half of Book 12 from Volume 3. There were some technical difficulties right at the end. I honestly don't know what happened with that specific part of the recording. I've done some tests. Let's see if this one works. I think everything's good. But I thought everything was good last time. But anyway, so if you remember, Volume 3, Book 12 brought us to Helm's Deep. And so, first part of Book 13, Chapter 1 is to talk to Gimli here.
Hail, friend. I knew that you would not miss this chance.
This dwarf has had enough running and riding and talking. Now is the time for fighting, and quite a battle it is shaping up to be, too. The walls of the fortress seem very sturdy, and the men say that the deep has never been taken by an enemy. Aye, and it may not be taken this time either. But I tell you true that I will be a mite disappointed if my axe sees little use. There are orc next to Hugh, and I am just the dwarf to do it. I expect you will find Legolas atop the fortress wall. He'd prefer a nice long view of the approaching orcs, whereas I want to see their ugly faces up close. Okay, so we're going to follow the road. That runs from Helm's Dyke to Hornburg. Talk to Gimli, we did that. Talk to Thurketel along the road from the dike. So yeah, Helm's Deep, kind of a big deal. Excited to finally get here. Volume 3, Book 12 took multiple sessions. You could almost argue it took 3. One of them, Thurketel sees you and heartily calls a greeting. Thurketel. The first one you could argue was when I was just sort of doing random side questing. I sort of needed some levels, but also I felt like, and I said this during those streams,
The Hornburg has never fallen.
the
Fortune be with us, it never will.
Yeah, so I felt like the side quests all sort of funneled into the same general storyline, so I felt like it didn't feel crazy that the side quests would be a part of Book 12 for me, in my mind. So it was a super long session. Like, the first one was just doing a bunch of side quests, getting the levels. Next two were actually tackling Book 12 itself. Arriving here where there were technical difficulties, so my journey to Helm's Deep was a stuttering mess, but we're here now. This is the home of Erkenbrand, but none know what has become of him. Now the king will rely on the walls of the Hornburg and on the strong arms of his people. Will you help us defend the deep? Thurketel smiles when you say that you will. The Hornburg has never fallen, and if fortune be with us, I will one day tell my children that theirs that it still has not, even many years hence. This night may be the gravest test, and its gravest test and ours. May we be found sufficient. Thurketel is confident. It's interesting. I've been sort of messing around a little bit with a Elvish Hunter. I think I might have mentioned that, but I don't know when. It might have been in the part that was a stuttering mess and got lost. But I wanted to go back and take a look at the Elvish sort of starting part of the quest, and it's interesting to see how it ties into the overall storyline. One of the big bads of the main storyline is introduced in the Elvish part of it. I don't know if it's also the Dwarvish, but I'm blanking on the big bad's name. It might have been one of the final boss kind of big bads. Sort of gets like a cult of Dourhand dwarves or whatever, sort of bring the evil big bad back from its tomb. Amma and Daerwine have a great deal to do to reinforce that guardhouse.
We must hope Saruman's armies do not breach the dike. These doors will not hold long.
We're trying to reinforce the doors, but there's not enough sturdy wood in the deep. Everything is either rotted or dry and old. Brittle wood will do us no good. We must hope that Gamling and the other soldiers are able to keep the armies of Saruman from breaching the dike. But these doors will not keep them long. Amma says I'm wrong. I hope he's right. Deerwine believes the guardhouse doors will not last if tested.
The tides of war bring you once again to the king's shore, my friend.
No, this time I will not take your weapons or keep you from seeing Theoden. Now I am pleased you are here and hope that your skill in battle is as great as I am told. Dear Owain and I seek to reinforce the doors of this guardhouse, but it's to be hoped that the forces of Saruman do not get this far into the deep. Still, it's good to be prepared. You tell Hama of your meeting with Leofirth and Brockbridge, and the doorward sighs heavily. Thank you for the news of my father. He's been in poor health for many years, but I'm glad to know that he thinks of his son from time to time. He's often in my thoughts. If there's some measure of glory to be had in the hours ahead, I hope it is my lot to make Leofirth proud. Hama is neither confident nor without hope, but he seeks to make his father proud. Classic Freudian trope. Let's unlock the stable master. I've never been inside.
Know if we will survive this onslaught.
I've never been inside Helm's Deep. Again, third session, way back when I did a little tourism, I showed the outside of it. But, yeah, I've never been here. And this is impressive. Again, I don't know the purpose of trainers anymore.
The Dunlendings rally to the banner of the White Hand.
I guess it's literally just a hand in.
Time is short. So is hope.
What do we got? We got Muster and the Merkeaves. Muster in the 21st Hall. Do I not have these? Okay, let's Now, do I have to equip those skills, or do they just sort of happen? I'm not seeing, like, any, like, new items. Alright, anyway. So in the movie, you know, Helm's Deep, and maybe it makes sense, feels much smaller. Level 99 champion, dwarf. But this feels, I don't want to say accurate because it's all fiction, but this feels like a place you could hole up and survive for a long period of time. Okay, so we're gonna find Legolas atop the deepening wall. Do I have to go up higher? I think I might have to go up higher. Man. Oh, gosh. I say it over and over and over. There's no other game is able to give you this, right? Even if you're looking at these 17-year-old graphics or whatever, this expansion came obviously out after the original, so this isn't a 17-year-old section of the game, but like, how many games are going to let you stand on the wall of Helm's Deep? And I know there's an answer, but I'll rephrase that. It's something that, how many MMOs are going to let you do that? I messed around a little bit with Guild Wars too, because I keep seeing a lot of people saying like, oh, Guild Wars, you know, and the original Guild Wars has sort of been on my mind recently. For no reason whatsoever. And it's all good. You know, like the little bit of time I spent with Guild Wars 2 was interesting, but didn't immediately grab me. Legolas waves a greeting as you approach.
You should ask the king if there is aught you can do.
We meet once more, my friend. If you seek battle, you've come to the right place, but if you seek a good rest or a peaceful quiet, you should leave this ravine at once. If the numbers reported by Theoden's scouts can be trusted, this entire gorge will be filled with orcs before the moon is down. From here, I will have a clear shot upon any foe that seeks to cross the flat plain before the deepening wall. Every arrow I loose will spell death for one of our enemies, but which I will first exhaust, my arrows or our foes? All of us will have our part to play during the coming night. Legolas fears he'll run out of arrows before the battle is done.
These are the times that prove the strength of our hearts, are they not?
We are well met, my new friend. These are the times that prove the strength of our hearts, are they not? We are lucky to live in such times, for the opportunity to prove ourselves is up to the task. Saruman's orcs will arrive at the dike, and if they are not defeated outright, they will push into the space before our walls. We will whittle down their numbers with arrows and with thrown spears, and they will shake their blades and gnash their teeth, and will have no choice but to turn away. The Hornburg has never been breached. Will not be breached tonight, either. Alright, find Theoden, Eomer, talk to Theoden, talk to Eomer. So yeah, I was messing with Guild Wars 2, and I was sort of intrigued by the way people described it had this sort of organic way of presenting quests. And you sort of do it by just wandering around and stumbling into things going on, and then it turns into a quest. And I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. But it just did not have the immediate hook of being Middle-earth. And that's the thing, like, every game's gonna, yeah, but is it Middle-earth? Is it Middle-earth realized the way Lord of the Rings realizes Middle-earth? And every single time the answer's gonna be no. Now, I will say, since I'm a strike while the iron's hot kind of guy, I jumped into New World now that it's been announced it's in basically maintenance mode. And that one actually was really impressed with the time I spent with it so far. I've gotten to like level 18 or so maybe like 7 or 8 hours. I'm not sure how to get in. And that's an interesting, because again, like as far as like settings go, the setting is a made up island or whatever, but you know, you start off as a, you know, coming from like, sort of like on a Dutch ship. So it's definitely grounded in quote unquote Earth. Maybe I go up that way. Okay. And it's like, you know, an Earth that's, you know, magicified or whatever. But it's still Earth. And here we go. And, you know, like the returning king to this island who's been gone for a while, he's, you know, King Artorias. And as a lifelong member of the Arthur Club, there are not many badass ways to juice up the name Arthur. Artorias might be the best you're going to do. And, you know, like some of the knights that have been mentioned of like Gawain or whatever, like Knights of the Round Table. So it's got like some Arthurian legend mixed in with some real world Age of Exploration kind of stuff. I've been digging it. And I really like the mechanics. I was saying this to somebody on the Discord, and I don't know if this is the best analogy, but one of the feelings I get from it is some of the feelings I've gotten playing Destiny. Where Destiny, you know, has a lot of MMO RPG things bolted to it, but at its core, it's like it's a pretty solid shooter from the makers of, you know, the Halo franchise. And New World feels like it has solid action combat mechanics. Like they're good enough with all the MMO stuff bolted on. So it's not like this cooldown system of 1, 3, 2, 3. You know, it's a little bit more like, I mean, my experience is limited, but a little bit more like Dragon's Dogma, where you're hitting like the right bumper for one attack, the left bumper for another. You're pulling both bumpers for a third attack, you know, and so it's a little bit more like that.
This is where I will make my stand. Let Saruman's armies come.
Welcome to Hornburg. This is where I will make my stand. Let Saruman's armies come. They will break upon our walls and we will scatter them across the fields. There is no shortage of tasks to be done. The only thing we lack is time. The scouts tell me Saruman's forces will be here before the moon is high. Theoden is confident the Hornburg will not be breached. Okay, we've got Eomer.
You ride a fast steed, my friend.
Were you able to help us? Were you able to be a help to my sister Eowyn? And how did you find my home in Aldburg? Has Arsil maintained the village as well as his father once did? You give Éomer what tidings you can in the little time you both have to spare? I see. My uncle believes this battle will be over quickly, but I'm not so certain. I hope he's right. There will be much work to do before to restore the mark, even once the fighting is done, but first we must survive the coming battle. Éomer is worried that the battle will be neither easy nor quick. Let's see what Aragorn's got to say.
My heart tells me that we are in for a long night.
I'm glad to see you well-traveled, my friend. My heart tells me we're in for a long night. The men of Rohan have sheltered in the Hornburg before, and its walls have never failed them. I've seen many points of weakness already, and we have only been here a short while. We must ensure this fortress does not fall. If Rohan falls, I fear the rest of Middle-earth will not stand long.
Weapons are in short supply.
Erkenbrand had a small amount for the garrison, but his men took most of the weapons and armor with them when they rode to the fords, and most of them have not returned. Theoden has called for the people of the Westfold to send as many iron goods as they can spare to the deep. It's not much, but we may have to be able to fashion weapons and crude armor from these iron goods in the hours we have before the battle is joined. Search through one of the barrels of iron goods and sort its contents on a nearby mat. Any strong iron could be useful, but we need to know what we have available. Alright, on to the prep. Okay, with a third of the goods set. With most of the goods set on the mat, you still see little of use. With all the goods set on the map, you see one or two usable pieces. That's not great. All right. Apologies. At the time of this recording, I'm getting over a cold, so sometimes there might be a little pauses while I blow my nose or whatever.
I have had an idea, friend.
While watching the men training, I realized something interesting from a great distance. Could not tell if a man was training with a straw dummy or if his opponent was merely parrying his blows without a great deal of motion. If I, with the keen eyes of my people, could not tell the difference, what would one of Saruman's ill-bred minions make of it? I think we should carry some training dummies to the top of the wall. It will make our numbers seem greater, and any arrow wasted upon a dummy is one which could have struck a fighting man. That is a trade worth any amount of heavy lifting. Actually, that's a good call. Carry the training dummy to the top of the wall by Legolas. I can't tell if I'm in the right spot. You set the dummy atop the wall and hope it will draw fire away from defenders.
That is a clever idea, if it proves successful.
Unless Saruman's armies turn aside for some reason I cannot tell, they will arrive at the deep during the hours of darkness. They will not be able to tell the difference between these dummies and the defenders atop the wall until they get very near to the wall, and by then I will have claimed many lives of orcs. I spoke for a time with your friend Corodan. I met his sister when we stayed in Lothlorien. If Sigilith were here, with her deadly knives, the orcs would have a great deal to fear. While I'm wishing for unlikely happenstance, why not hope for the arrival of an army of my own kin? That would be a sight indeed. But they are far from here, and they have their own concerns and their own lands to defend. The Rohirrim are on their own. They will have to make do with 2 elves, 1 dwarf, 2 men. Speaking of Corodan, he wanted me to send you to him. He rode down to the dike and said that he wished to see the approaching armies with his own eyes. Level 94 Stout Axe Dwarf. Looks like a Runekeeper. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, New World. I imagine at some point soon that game's going to be on like some fire sale prices. And I've genuinely enjoyed it. The story is solid enough. The combat mechanics are really fun. It's not challenging at all, from my experience so far. So, like this game, it's a little bit more interactive, but it can be very relatively, well, it can be chill. Looks good, plays smoothly. Yeah. So I'm looking at OBS. I'm seeing it saying 60/60 FPS, which means in my mind that it's not dropping frames. CPU usage is 1.5% or 1% around there. So I assume because it's not dropping frames, the GPU's not overtaxed, because I was curious, like, is my GPU dying? Because I know performance shit shows can be a sign of that. I'm always paranoid about that.
There you are, my friend. I am glad to see you before I leave.
I'm going to ride from the dike and see what I can tell of Saruman's forces. There may be some weaknesses in their ranks we will be able to exploit, but until I see his armies on the march, all we have is rumor and fear. I will return before long and tell you what I have seen. Do not fear. I will return before the battle is joined, and perhaps with news that can help us. Stand strong and inspire the men of Rohan. I know you will not let them down.
Farmers of the Westfold have brought more iron goods for us.
We've been fortunate so far. Farmers of the Westfold have brought more iron goods for us to use. Carry one of these barrels of iron goods to your friend Aragorn outside the walls of the Hornburg. He's been sorting through the barrels for anything of use and preparing the defenses. So interestingly enough, you know, one of the things I sort of called out when we were in Isengard as a prisoner was how they sort of took this epic backdrop and had us doing literally this. So there's something about the most epic backdrops in Middle-earth being paired with carry a barrel of shit from A to B. Anyway, yeah, so I get paranoid about my GPU dying. There's a lot of... at the time of this recording, there's a lot of uncertainty in my job. Like, a lot. And so if my CPU or my GPU were to die... I don't know. I don't know how I'd roll with all that. So, I'd figure it out, but, yeah. Yeah. So. Like, some of the worst has already officially happened where I work, but there's still a lot of uncertainty because nobody's quite sure what comes next and who that involved, so it's still possible that I get impacted, I guess, which would be a shame. I genuinely, I thought he was down here. I really like my job. I really like it. I really like the people. A lot of those people were impacted, so that's sad. And I may still get impacted. You know, it's really unclear, and it's been tough. It's been tough finding out information, but I think it's been tough finding out information for everybody. I think everybody's still trying to figure out how this is going to work. I don't know. It's telling me Aragorn is... maybe he's atop the building, and I need to get up there. So yeah, it would be heartbreaking in a number of ways. One, you know, just the way your life is turned completely upside down when something like that happens. Two, I really love the job. So. guess we will see. And in the meantime, hopefully my GPU holds on. I bought my GPU, it's the end of 2025 at the end of this recording. I bought my GPU in 2023, maybe midway through, so it's not like it's that old of a GPU. You set down the barrel of iron goods and Aragorn nods gratefully.
Thank you for bringing this all the way up here.
I'm glad more barrels of iron are coming into the deep, but there is no certainty that we will be able to make use of their contents. It's worth the wager. Thank you for bringing this all the way here. Okay, we're going to get a ring now. Okay, so this one, the Ring of Formation would be a good swap in for the Ring of the Protector. No, okay, Ring of Formation is basically just all in on some block, but a ton of morale. This one's going to give you some agility, fate. That's probably going to help with critical hits, range damage, whatever. Still gives you a bump to vitality, but not as much to the maximum morale. The last one is mostly will. Tactical mastery, critical rating. You know what? I might just be stats whore and see how far we can get our maximum morale up.
Will sorely test us all, but none more than the King of Rohan.
All right. Aragorn speaks to you in a hushed tone. The next few hours will sorely test us all, my friend, but none more than the King of Rohan. It will be Theoden's resolve as much as the strength of his fighting men that will govern our chances of survival. He will not speak plainly to me or to any of us on this matter. It is not his way, nor the way of most who rule. Find Glaewine and ask him what he makes of the king's mood and temperament. I cannot tell if the king is putting on a brave face, but Glaewine has served with him for many years and will know better than I the truth of this. I last saw the minstrel below, by a pile of straw near the western wall. Okay, so let's get that ring going. Vitality, maximum morale. Okay. It's the Ring of the Protectors, the top one. 15. Oh, so that almost bumped us up like 600. That's not bad. Now, Bracelet of Conspiracy. That might be something I can sell. I gotta keep an eye on that and get rid of it at some point. Alright. I wonder what happens if you just took a header right off the... Could you get down there quicker?
There is a map on the table over there. Will you show me how the battle will progress?
Let's see. I saw the king not long ago, and he seems to be in fine spirits. He's not blind to the danger, but he does not ignore it either. His is not bravery without cause, but courage based on confidence in his men and his own strength. He sheltered too long in his own hall, and now that he emerges and sees battle, he is ready for it. I do not think Aragorn should worry about my king. Theoden will surprise him. When the battle is upon us, I speak of battle. Oh, when the battle is upon us, I speak of battle. But I'm a minstrel and I know little of strategy and tactics. You've seen more of the war than I have, and this old man counts himself fortunate. There's a map on the table over there. Will you show me how the attack will progress while we wait? Interacting with the map table will allow time to pass. Action will resume after midnight when the battle is joined. So it's kind of interesting. There's, I don't think I'm missing anything. First of all, I wanted to point out that last bit of the music I thought was great as I was running down the stairs. Great, like, get pumped, get prepped for battle kind of Dun, 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 dun. Thought that was really good. Not a lot of side quests going. They're sort of funneling you right into the battle, which I also think makes sense. Sound of fighting reaches your ears. The battle is joined. Now we've got some side quests. Let's see what they have. Talk to Gambling and complete the Epic Battles basic training tutorial. Okay, so this might be a new system. Or maybe I've encountered it before and I just don't remember. Saruman's armies will soon be here, but I fear that my companions do not know what to expect. An epic battle is not like the engagements we've faced to this point, and I want to ensure that our friends are ready. This valley will soon be filled with Saruman's armies. We must prepare for battle. I have fought many wars, Aragorn. I know what is to be done. This will be different, Gimli. This is no small engagement. In the battle to come, the forces of Saruman will care little for individual heroes. They seek nothing less than the total destruction of Rohan, men, woman, and child. You are saying they will pay me no heed? Then I will make them suffer their oversight. I know you will, my friend, but what are the actions of a single man, or elf, or dwarf? Our foes number in the thousands. Of course, my axe can only reach so many. That is why we must also instruct the men of Rohan how to best fight during each battle. Commander? Yes, Aragorn. During the tumult of battle, we cannot speak to every man individually. Instead, we will suggest tactical approaches to commanders such as yourself, such as you. Then you will relay them to the men under your command. Very good. All right, talk to the officer. Selecting the commander will highlight all the soldiers under his command. During battle, by speaking with someone awaiting orders like a commander, you can change the tactics of a group of soldiers. Some options are available at the outset, such as healing the soldiers over time and increasing their damage output. Other options become available by spending points in the officer battle roll. So now, is that something like you level up, or you just get them as the battle goes well or poorly? I will convey your orders to the men under my command. We will do as you say during battle. We fought large numbers of enemies before, but never so many foes as this. There will simply be too many enemies for one hero to dispatch alone. We must use other methods against them if we are to survive. We will not fight the Uruks down here unless the battle goes ill. We will try and lessen their numbers from afar with ranged weapons and siege equipment. Legolas speaks the truth. Every foe we slay from a distance is one less foe to face up close. We will see them marching in formation toward us. If we can aim our ballistae at these formations and fire at the right moment, we will face fewer enemies up close. Every one of those marching foes will scale our walls. We should lessen their numbers if we can. But I know little about siege equipment. I can tell you about it if you like. Enemies will march in formations toward us. When a formation reaches our position, enemies will engage in close combat. We should use siege equipment to lessen their numbers first before that happens. Anyone can build and use basic siege equipment. Other options become available by spending points in the engineer battle roll. Okay, so we have commander battle rolls, and engineer. Okay, so you can interact with the outlines. Large army warfare requires large siege weaponry. The Rohirrim are armed with various sizes of catapults and ballistae positioned throughout the Fortress of Helm's Deep. Taking command of these weapons, you can choose ammo with which to load them, arm them, crank them, upgrade them, and fire them. If you have an ally with you, they can aid you in any of those actions, or do one of their own. The actions you have available and the efficiency with which you perform them can be unlocked and upgraded through the Promotions tab of the Epic Battle panel. So then I could go over here, I guess, and aim left, aim up. This is a good indication of, not a good indication. It's good to see how long this stuff takes. Oh, I see, I can just walk away. So I guess, okay, so I sort of pick where I want it to point and then walk away when I'm ready. Okay. Okay, there's 3 different battle roles in which you can specialize. These roles are Engineer, Vanguard, and Officer. By performing well during battle, you will earn points you can spend on these roles in the Promotions panel, becoming more effective at your chosen specialization. Speak with each of the representatives here to learn what each battle role has to offer. Okay. If you want to excel at building, upgrading, firing siege equipment, you should focus on engineers. Engineers can build siege equipment and other devices more quickly. They also have more options for upgrading or repairing such devices and can place traps to hinder the enemy. Engineers can also disable enemy traps. Okay, what's a Vanguard? If you want to stand toe-to-toe with enemy forces, you should focus on the Vanguard battle role. Vanguard unlocks powerful attacks by earning kill streaks, defeating many enemies in succession. They also receive benefits by dealing and receiving damage and can also run faster than other heroes. A Vanguard is happiest when engaging in close quarter combat. If you want to excel at issuing orders to commanders and provide useful buffs to your allies, you should focus on the Officer battle role. Officers can issue more effective orders to commanders. They can have also more commands at their disposal and can make a group of soldiers focus on a particular target or change their weapons. Officers can command soldiers to shelter from incoming catapult shells or arrows. Additionally, officers can plant banners that aid nearby engineers and vanguards. I'll be curious to see how this works in practice. Like, the war mount stuff I think sucks. And so here they are introducing a new sort of set of mechanics, but this one seems like could work better. I would count the mere survival of the battle a success, given the foes arrayed before us, but the truest victory is one in which we overcome all the challenges the battle brings. As the battle ebbs and flows, we may be presented with optional side objectives. These are not necessary for victory, but completing them successfully will add to the merit we earn in the battle, the measure of our victory. The more you practice at a certain battle role, the more skilled you will become. The more efficient you are, and the better you perform during the battle, the more merit you will earn. Side objectives are optional, but if you can complete them, you will earn more merit. Merit leads to greater recognition among your fellows, but also to real rewards as well. Rewards? The thrill of battle is all the reward I will need. Well spoken, my friend. What say you? Is there anything else you would ask? So I guess it's like when you're done. mean, it looks like they're just gonna repeat. So, I guess I'll talk to Gimli. It is very complicated, but I believe I understand what Aragorn has said to us. We will do well. I am certain of it. All right. Okay, so that's a repeatable quest that if we need to a refresher, we can go back. Otherwise, I don't see anything besides Gleowine.
Look! It is Gamling from the dike. He seeks our help.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you for the lesson in strategy and tactics, my friend. I cannot say the lesson will remain long in this old head of mine, but for now I feel glad having learned something of what awaits us here. But look, it is Gamling from the dike. He seeks our help. So, okay, interact with Gamling to experience Epic Battles basic training, which we did. If you are interested in the Epic Battle. Oh, okay, so this is interesting. The tutorial is optional and can be skipped if you intend to play the storied tales in Helm's Deep. I would rather play the storied. I assume that's what I would prefer if that's the option. I like that they're presenting with us.
I think battle is almost upon us.
If you're willing to stand with my men, come with me to hold Helm's Dyke for as long as we are able.
I know that we cannot hold the dike indefinitely, but we will make them fight for it.
Yeah, so I was saying, I like that they're giving you the option. Now, it's interesting that it's an either or. Maybe you can go back and, because there is like a Epic Battles panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the story version, because that's what I'm here for. And see how it goes. But I do like that they give you the choice. Okay, talk to Thenka and complete Story Tale Helm's Dyke, or complete Helm's Dyke from the Epic Battles. Okay, I'm going to talk to Thenka. Let us hurry to Helm's Dyke. If we have victory there, perhaps we can slow or stop the advance of the orcs. I'm a little nervous that Book 13, Chapter 4 is red.
The rampart across Helm's Dyke will be the
I'm not
first
close to
line of
leveling.
defense. For how long will it hold?
Okay, talk to Thenka atop Helm's Dyke. What'd you say your name was? Black Lodge? Gamling asked me to bring these bolts to the forward ballista. Will you aid me? Quickly now. If you're a friend to the Rohan, you will pick up one of these bolts. Follow me. Playing with the Hunter, I kind of missed this additional run speed. Maybe Hunters get it eventually, but right here, right here. What good will these bolts do for us? I've never seen so many orcs before in all my life. These bolts cannot slay more than 3 or 4 at a time, and that only if our aim is unfailing. My wife and daughter shelter in the caves behind the deep, but for how long can we keep these orcs at bay? Our foes are so many and we are so few. I will slay as many orcs as I can, but it will not be enough. And yet it must be, Senric. Are we not men of Rohan? Aye, that we are, Thenka. Above the din, you hear the sound of someone calling for you. Gamling needs our help. Follow me. Orcs advance on the eastern side, this way. Actually, I have to admit, I kind of prefer this viewpoint to the battle. Like, I know I'm like level 90, you know, but I don't feel like my character is a big deal. So it feels strange that I would be commanding anything when you have Aragorn, Legolas. I feel like maybe I'd be like a platoon leader or something, but I would never be calling the shots. To me, we need to get to the other side of the dike. This way. Hold down there. What is that? It is some construction of Saruman, a mighty war machine. They will use it to melt the gate. We must think of some way to stop it. What can we do? Its iron casing will surely repel any of our weapons, and it will take only minutes to melt through the gates. We may not be able to destroy this machine, but we can slow the progress of the orcs that accompany it. To the west side, quickly. So I was getting a little confused with the first round. I thought everyone with the Orc Warrior name above their head I could use as like a target for either heals or boar rush, but it's only the one, I think. Saruman's supplies of orcs is limitless. We have nothing to gain by remaining here. We must retreat. We have to fall back. No gambling. I must defend my family. We cannot do that from here. There are too many. Fall back. Fall back. Follow the soldiers of Rohan to the gate in Helm's Dike. Watch your step on those rocks, there's no time to lose. If we lose the dike, the orcs will fill up the valley. Watch your step on the rocks. Our brothers try to hold the gate. Can it be? Look. The gate cannot hold. Black Lodge, take Senric and go. Gamling, what about you? I'll be right behind you. Follow me, Black Lodge. When the orcs come through the gate, no man will be long able to stand before them, no matter the strength of his spirit or the depth of his courage. They will pass right by here on their way to the fortress, but some of our bloodthirsty foes will turn their attention upon the horses tied at the stables. These good creatures will be helpless. Help me untie our proud beasts and set them free. At least that way they may be able to fight back against those who come to destroy us. If the orcs break through, they'll set the stables aflame. This is a deed well done. It was a good thought to untie the horses, for now they will not be left defenseless in the face of our enemies. Even a cornered animal may slay an orc or two. Thenka looks at you sternly. This seems to me clear. We cannot hold the dike any longer, and the men at Helm's Deep are truly cornered themselves, and we with them. The orcs will see how ferocious we can be. To the fortress, my friends. There's Helm's Deep before the battle. Does that mean you can go back if you want?
You fought well, my new friend. Claimed the lives of many foes.
The dike is filled with the bodies of orcs, but still others come clamoring onto the bank. We slowed them. That is what we sought to do. It was foolhardy to expect to do more. To take the eastern stairs and climb onto the deepening wall. Oh, take the eastern stairs and climb onto the deepening wall. Your friends will be in the thick of the fighting before long, and they will want you by their side. I assume that's if we want to repeat, yeah. Okay, so somebody's like right here. I feel like we're at the back of the... It's unbelievable. I mean, again, whether the MMO is going to give you this. I need to get down. Oops, there we go. See, I need to get down to that part of the wall.
You fought at the dike. That was well done.
The time passed slowly here atop the wall when the noise from the dike reached us. I saw the orcs' torches go out when they sought to pass the breach, and then scatter when they met resistance. You fought at the dike? That was well done. It was a mere taste of what is to come on this night, but you and the men did what needed to be done. You taught our foes that we will not give them 1 foot more without battle. Now the battle is before the deeping wall, and it is time for arrows and for stones. Gimli's axe thirsts for orc necks, but it will not thirst for long.
It has begun. Now it is the time for battle.
Orcs fill the gorge before the wall. Just look at them down there. I've never seen so many of the foul creatures in one place. There are Dunlending wildmen down there too. Every now and then I can hear one of their war cries over the rest of the tumult. We must stand and fight.
We may have a problem, my friend. These men need to hear inspiring words, or their courage may desert them.
The size of the enemy force is greater even than I expected, and I am no stranger to war. Many of the defenders here have not seen real battle, and those who have can count the number of skirmishes in which they have fought on a single hand. Now that the men have seen the vast extent of Saruman's armies of orc and wildman, will they give in to despair? Will they throw down their weapons and run from the battle, endangering their lives and all those who shelter behind them? They need to hear inspiring words, and quickly before their courage deserts them. Speak to me when you are ready to come with me to do what we may.
We must inspire the defenders to stand strong and fight.
All right. We have little time with which to bolster their quailing hearts, but we must do what we can and quickly.
The men atop the wall need words of inspiration if they are to stand against Saruman's armies.
I see now the extent of Saruman's forces, and it is vast. How will the men of Rohan keep their courage in the face of such an army? We need words of inspiration to raise the hopes of these defenders and give them the strength to fight. Gather the defenders on the wall and send them here, and I will do what I can to inspire them. Thank you for sending them to me, now to fill them with hope and with the fire of battle. Men of Rohan. You know Black Lodge, a warden of no small skill. And you know me, Aragorn of the Dunedain. But we are not the reason Saruman is going to lose this battle. No, men of Rohan. On this night, Saruman's armies are going to fail because of you. Saruman's armies have come to Rohan. The time has come to fight for your land. The time has come to fight for your king. Men of Rohan, the time has come for victory. You choose your friends well. This Dunedain is me believing we might survive this night after all. I am ready for Saruman's armies. Indeed, I feel like I could teach the wizard himself a lesson with my blade. A lesson so sharp he would soon regret waging this war. Thank you, Black Lodge. My heart stirs for battle. We've done what we can. I hope it'll be enough. Okay.
Sometimes the right words at the right time can make all the difference.
The night is far from over and Saruman's forces seem endless, but we have bolstered the hearts of the men that stand with us. That may prove the best weapons we wield atop this wall, my friend. Stronger and sharper even than the arrows or blades. We have sharpened the edges of the men who fight, the better to strike at their foes and ours.
Find swordsmen and send them to the postern gate. I will lead them on a foray.
Send to the open space between the wall and the Hornsburg and speak with any swordsman you see. Tell them to meet me by the postern gate. I wish to lead them on a sortie against the orcs. All right. They will have my sword. We will attack through the postern gate. I am with you. Postern gate, you say? I'm ready. Also ready. Now, can I go this way and just look around? Is it all a circle? I assume so.
These swordsmen will accompany me, and Eomer has pledged his sword as well.
But I wish for you to return to Legolas atop the wall and watch our sortie from above. There will be fighting enough for all of us, I do not doubt it. This is the hour in which we draw our swords together. Githline is with you. Alright, we're gonna go talk to Legolas.
You have returned just in time. They prepare another assault.
Okay, there are two ways to participate in the defense of the Deepening Wall. You can speak to Thurkatel and for the story tale, which I'm gonna do. The orcs are bringing up great ladders with which to scale the Deepening Wall. Prepare for battle.
The armies of Isengard have brought great ladders with which to scale the wall. Push them down! Push them down!
Battle is joined. Saruman's orcs felled many trees on the outskirts of Fangorn, and from those trunks they assembled great wooden ladders. They used these to scale the Deepening Wall. Even now, the orcs use these constructions to come within reach of axe and sword. My arrows will teach them this is folly, for I can slay many of them before they reach the top, but I cannot bring them all down. You and the other defenders must fight the orcs who reach the top of the wall. Take the time to push down as many ladders as you can, and you will slow their progress, my friend. Now we fight for Rohan. Okay, patrol the wall, defeat orcs, push ladders away. defend this wall with my life. The rock drop is ready. That'll get him. I will load the other traps. Ladders down. Can't tell. Okay, I'll keep going down the wall. Alright, another rock drop. Two more traps are ready. Let's do this one. Alright. Our supply of stones runs low, even where otherwise the orcs would learn to avoid the outlets from which fall the rocks. The cost of that knowledge was high, but the effectiveness of our traps is at an end. For every orc we slay, 5 take his place. At this rate, we'll be overrun. Come with me. We are needed elsewhere on the wall. Do you hear that? What does that sound? Thank you, Black Lodge. I'm all right. I'll be all right, my friend. The wind was knocked from my lungs and I received a few scrapes, but nothing serious. The orcs are beginning to overrun our position. I hear them atop the tower. This way. Climb up there and clear the orcs off the tower, Black Lodge. Thenka has followed you on top of the tower. Are you alright? My sword has ended the life of many an orc this night, but even so there seems to be no end to the creatures. Let there be no end to our courage either. There's no time to rest, my friend. The orcs continue to set more ladders against the wall. Their numbers threaten to overwhelm our soldiers. Back down the stairs, follow me. Oh shit! Some foul craft of Saruman.
Our foray did not go well. It nearly spelled my end.
We felt the blast from here, Black Lodge. I'm glad you survived. Our own sortie did not go well. The causeway is hard pressed, and the hinges and bars of the main gate have been greatly suffered. We scattered a number of orcs who carried rams and the archers supporting them, but our victory was short-lived. As we attempted to return, I was tripped by orcs lying in ambush and it nearly spelled my end. What are we looking at? Alright, so this one's gonna boost our attack. This one's gonna boost up our defense a bit. It's a lot of boosting to the attack, so I'm gonna go with that one. This one's gonna give us less bonus to vitality, but that's okay.
I was overcome by the orcs, and was saved by my heroic friend Gimli the dwarf.
The orcs by the gate had feigned death, and as I passed by with Aragorn, they leapt onto me, dragging me to the stones. I was overcome by their gasping arms and would have perished were it not for my heroic friend here. I speak of Gimli, the staunchest dwarf I have ever met. I did not know he was with us in the battle, but at my time of need, he charged from the shadows and felled the orcs that pinned me. Speak to him and see if there's anything he lacks, and it will be his.
When Éomer ran afoul of the orcs, I could not stand idle.
I followed Éomer and Aragorn, not to hope for glory, but only to shake the sleep from my eyes. The wild men seemed rather too large for me, so I sat beside a stone and watched their swordplay. When Éomer ran afoul of the orcs, I could not stand idle. If he wishes to repay me with the favor, I am certain he will have the opportunity enough as the night progresses. My count is now 2. I must tell Legolas and see how he fares. But he is a fighter, that minstrel of the kings, the one who traveled with you for a time, Gleowine. You should find him and tell him how the battle progresses. He will need to make a song of this if we survive the night. Make certain he knows how I saved Éomer by the causeway. It would be a shame if he did not include a verse or 3 about that. Oh, I see. So, okay.
How goes the battle?
It is said that the finest warriors can tell the numbers and strength of an enemy force simply by listening to the sound of their cries and their weapons. But it is not so with me. I am no warrior, and to me the sound of battle is a tumult without meaning. The barrel of swords got knocked over in the confusion. Could you take some time to set it back upright? Then you should enter the Hornburg and speak with Theoden, my master. So the reason I was saying, okay, so I think we're gonna click the barrel and it's gonna time skip ahead. You set the barrel upright and replace the fallen weapons where they belong. Okay, let's talk to Theoden.
night wears on, the enemy shows no sign of relenting.
We have lost many men on the wall, but for each loss we claim, a dozen enemy lives. For each loss we claim, a dozen enemy lives. Okay, there we go. This is not a favorable exchange for us, though it speaks well of our fighting prowess. We will run out of defenders well before Saruman's forces tire of the fight. We must defend the deep. Rally our soldiers and fight back as long as you're able. Again, 2 ways to participate. Speak to Hama to do the storied version. I cannot leave the king's side, nor would I, but we have need of swords and the deeping comb. Go with Aragorn and keep the orcs from passing through the hole in the wall. They may have brought more such blasting devices with them.
The fire of Orthanc has broken the wall. To arms! To arms! Defend the Kum!
Saruman has used some foul craft to destroy part of the deeping wall, and the Kum lies undefended before his forces. Orcs and Dunlendings alike pour through the hole, wielding sword and axe, but I count other of their weapons more deadly. Some of our foes carry devices bedecked with lit fuses. The black powder contained within is harmless on its own, but causes tremendous explosion when set aflame. Did one of these destroy the wall? Slay our foes on this side of the wall. And extinguish the fuses of any lit devices you encounter. That was an amazing moment in the movie The Two Towers when the wall goes up. You know, it's like Aragorn trying to get Legolas's attention and, you know, shoot the runner, and then he does it, but he still manages to dive into position as he dies, and the whole wall. Good stuff, Mr. Peter Jackson. I'm not getting... See if we can do both these guys. Phrasing. Okay, the black powder has been rendered harmless. Need one more from the forces of Saruman. Interesting. I can't find any. Let me. Nope, there's one. Extinguish more black powder devices near the hole in the deeping wall. Thank you, friend. Fell from the wall during the blast. I survived, but others were not so fortunate. Fighting rages on, but for what? What can we hope to win? Over there, a friendly face. Hoy, there. I should have known to see you here, where heroes such as you are oft encountered where the fighting is thickest and the need most pressing. So it is with the Riders 4. Who is this injured man? Eglaf, you say? Come with us, my friend, if your leg allows you to stand. You may find a moment's respite within the mill, and take the chance to bind your wounds. Black Lodge, I'll bring you to my captain and to the others. There will be deeds of valor to perform on this night, enough for the Riders 4 and more besides, I do not doubt. This way. Utha, what news? Riders 4, prepare yourselves. Stand with us, Black Lodge. Oh, here we go. Riders 4 achieved their victory, alright. Alright, the victory is ours and the night is not yet ended. There will be plenty of time for more deeds of valor, my friend. Do not worry yourself on our account. The Riders 4 have seen worse scrapes than this, and I deem you have as well. Take care of yourself. End of Theoden King. We will defend Rohan to the very last.
I have still not found Gimli.
I heard tell that he might have been pushed back to the glittering caves during the fighting. He's a staunch fellow, but the fighting is very heavy around the caves.
I know that Gimli can handle himself in battle, but still I worry for him.
If you can make your way to the glittering caves, I would ask that you do. Keep an eye on our friend. I fear at times his desire for battle and his thirst and the thirst of his axe may cloud his judgment. He may get in over his head. Aragorn laughs, an unusual sound over the din of battle. I ask that you do not repeat my unfortunate choice of words, but if you do bring Gimli back to safety, I would be glad to relearn my manners at his request. The entrance to the cave is south of the deeping wall, where the stream runs down out of the mountains. Oops, nope, I gotta cross and then go down. The question, I assume I gotta get down there. Can I get out here? Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, again, in the movies, this is depicted as like a small little final holdout. Here, it's like a massive... And given the accuracy the game often has with the books, I wonder if this is more what it was meant to be. Okay, we found him. Seems healthy enough.
Look around you, my friend. Have you ever seen such a place?
Aemir spoke at great length of the fields and grasslands of this kingdom, but he failed to speak of its greatest wonders. See how the cavern shines in the half-light? With a dozen of my people, I could fashion such delights from the walls and ceilings that it would steal the breath of even Legolas, or any of his kin. Sorry, I started coughing. But there's little time to admire the sights. There is fighting to be done. Those who are not warriors shelter now in the caverns, and we must protect them or none else will. Speak to me if you are ready to join the battle once again.
We must make safe these caves before the next attack begins.
Come with me and we will ensure the safety of this cavern is no phantom.
Do not be blinded by the beauty of the glittering caves, my friend. We must see to the safety of the folk that shelter here.
The natural beauty of this place takes my breath away, but we have an important errand here and cannot stop with our mouths agape. Let us proceed and ensure that nothing lurks here to threaten the folk that shelter in the caves. This way, we must make this cavern safe. Did you hear that? There's something ahead of us, I'm sure of it. Child of the Westfold. Oh, who goes there? The small girl waves off your inquiry, dismissing your questions with a toss of her hair. There's no time to talk. My mother is with the other folk of Westfold, hiding in the cave, but I heard something back here and came to see what it was. Do you know what I found? She looks around quickly and then says in a hushed whisper, Villains. Villains from Dunland. You must be getting near to the shelter. Good, ready your weapons. These folk are not unarmed? What are they doing here? We must be getting near the shelter. Did you desire so badly to die at my hands? Why else does your path so often cross mine? But yeah, so I think this is the turncoat Dunlandans that we were dealing with in the snow area. We've come once more face to face, and once more you find yourself overmatched. Before you stand the finest of my warriors, and I the strongest of them all. None know the high mountainous paths and deep tunnels as well as the Hebog Luth. We have put this knowledge to good use. I have been promised a king's reward by my ally Saruman for the death of Rohan's people, and you will not stop me. I know its women and children shelter in the caves behind you, and my force of loyal falcons will kill any they find. You think to stop me with such allies as I see before me? A single dwarf and one child? I do not know these others. I am Gimli, son of Gloin, but that is no concern of yours. If you creep into these caves to do harm to its folks, it is my actual meat instead. Dwarves. Who is this blustery man? He's no friend of yours, and that makes him no friend of mine. I do not like his words or his tone. Let us teach him not to ally with wizards who cannot tell the difference between evil and good. I thought to find these caves filled with unarmed horse folk, but your presence changes nothing. Kill them, my warriors. Then you will have your prize. I'm gonna pop this because I'm getting low on health. I'm ashamed to call you Hebog Luth. Fight on. I was not paying attention. I was looking down at something on my bar, and I did not realize. Oh man, that's bad. I mean, I could have popped a potion. I had the strength of morale. Like, there's different things I could have done. Like, I didn't have to die there. That was dumb. So I wonder how much... Is it just going to redo the whole conversation? Are they still in the middle of battle? I don't see Gimli's name on the side like he's an ally in a fight. It's interesting. The quest says, you know, make sure Gimli survives. I'm like, man, that dude is twice as powerful as I am. I think he's going to be fine. I'm the one who's not going to survive, as just demonstrated. Let's try that again.
We must make safe these caves before the next attack begins.
Oh, Gimli's almost down. Yep, Gimli is falling. This is all bad. I actually killed Gimli. Alright, let's try that again. But for real this time.
We must make safe these caves before the next attack begins.
Okay. That was humiliating. Although, interestingly, Gimli's only level 95? I really hope that when we run into the Fellowship folks, like, as the story progresses, I hope he's higher than level 95 next time we speak. If I out-level Legolas and Gimli, I feel like something's gone horribly wrong. Okay. There's no way to speed through this, I don't think, so we'll just sort of wait for it to happen again. Alright, talking about crossing paths, etc., etc. I like that they called back this character. It sort of gives you the sense that you have an ongoing story as well, with recurring characters, villains, callbacks. In tandem to the main story that's clearly going on. Okay, let's try this again, but less dumb. I mean, you know, it should be hard to take on, like, 4 level 95 people at once or whatever, you know, so I don't blame the game, so to speak, for kicking my ass. Let's pop this, keep our health up, and this way it'll have time to cool down during the fight. And then I've still got this one, Strength and Morale, and Never Surrender. I get into a pinch. Now, one thing I never pay attention to is my power, but I'm seeing it's actually going down. I don't know, like, I never feel like I'm stopping what I'm doing because of power shortages, so maybe it's just not that important for Wardens, or I've just, since I'm only doing certain things over and over, it doesn't matter because they don't drain that much power. Should probably be doing a couple of healing gambits just to have them going. So I enter the next area, the next section, a little more healed. I'm ashamed to call you Hebog Luth. Fight on. Interesting, the difference. Oh, maybe I wonder if the 4 gambit does only 1 pulse, but does like a lot, and then 3 does multiple pulses at smaller amounts, so it's more healing over time. But I've got 2 separate healing pulses going on. The 3 and the 5 gambit. The 4 seems to do a 1 shot, but it's a lot. I don't know if this was the smartest tactic, sort of. Don't overwhelm us with your superior numbers, send them in 2 waves, and then when you're the only one left, either run away or I'll do this myself and then die. You fight like boar, not falcons. These are my warriors. Over here, man, I have something to tell you. You can do it. I know that you can defeat this villain. Stand strong for Rohan and for Theoden King. The girl knows nothing of Leo Brennan's treachery in Dunland, but her belief in you combined with the Falcon clan's crimes results in the restoration of your morale. I should never let you leave Tal Methedras alive. Now I will remedy that mistake. I will do for myself what my warriors could not. Alright, oops. getting some lag. You strike hard, but it will not be enough. No, that's stupid. Just... okay. So basically, it gave him a moment's pause, completely restored his morale. Cleared any things I had going on. Like the 3 builds I'd built up. 3 bleeds I'd built up. Let's see if we can restore. There's 1, okay. There's 2. There's 3, okay. You've become stronger, Blacklodge. This is gonna get really irritating. Okay, so now he's like half health. I don't know. He's gone from an elite to a signature. Which I guess is a nice way to, like, you know, the battle's wearing on. He's been wounded. He's not full strength. So it's not a bad way to do it. Okay, I've just popped the strength of morale. You will not win. Well, I would if you stop. What? Lou Brennan's breath is coming now in fits and gasps, but he still remains strong and defiant. How many of your friends have I slain? I will not stop now. I will continue until none remain, and Saruman will pay me a sum worthy of a dragon's hoard for the favor. Now it's just a one-on-one. Let's do this. Pure street fight. Well, I'm a little annoyed because that means I wasted my, that morale boost. If the fight stopped, I would have healed anyway. And not the time for lag. But I do have my restorative shield work ready to go. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Guess now he's down to a normal. Over here, man, I have something to tell you. This man is less than a worm. He is no man at all, but a thrall of Saruman's, thinking only of his reward and caring nothing for anyone. Not for the people of his tribe, with whom he should have a bond, nor for my people, who have done him no wrong. I will not let him threaten my family or my king. This is for all you have done, villain. No, wait, listen. Lou Brennan, leader of the Falcon clan, has finally paid for his crimes. No one threatens my land, my king, or my family, man. Any villains who do had better run back to their wizard masters. So I'm not sure what to do, because Gimli was one-shotted, not like... Even the children of Rohan fight against their enemies when pressed. It fills my hearts with pride to see it, for a child under the mountain would do the same. I am impressed. I already engaged in competition with Legolas. Need I now wager with this child as well? Ha. Like he got one-shotted, so I didn't know if I could have actually stopped that. But I'm glad I could still talk to him and not have it screw up the whole... Am I allowed to leave? What do I do? Let's return to the folk who shelter in the glittering caves. We will make sure this child reaches them safely, or perhaps she will ensure we make it safely.
I do not like that there are tunnels through which our enemies can pass.
Alright. I do not like knowing there are tunnels into the mountains through which our enemies may pass, but we cannot seal them. If the battle turns ill, we may need to bring as many folk as we can through those passages and out of the caverns. At least we have dealt with one threat, but on this night I will not be surprised if 3 more dangers leap to take the place now vacated by 1. So let's see. Vitality, agility, parry, critical defense. Or vitality, finesse rating. I'm going to take the one that's more defense, I guess. Actually, I'm going to take this one.
The battle will soon be upon us!
We must protect the folk that shelter here, or I will bring shame upon my name, that of my father, and that of my king. The orcs and the wild men have no place defiling this magnificent cavern. Let us cast them out and send them howling back to their wizard master. Again, there's 2 ways. Speak to Éomer for the story tale or epic battles. I'm going to go with Éomer. The Dunlending chief thought to sneak into the caves with murder in his heart, but he has been repaid in kind. I'm glad he's dead, but I fear other dangers may seek to ensnare the folk who shelter here.
The folk sheltering in the caves will be defenseless if the battle goes against us. Protect them, my friend.
Alright, I spit on the memory of this Dunlending chief. He sought to surprise my people from the rear, breaking into their haven of safety and putting them to the sword under cover of darkness. He deserves a coward's death, and I am pleased he received it. I've sent some scouts to the furthest reaches of the caves in order to find the place where the craven Dunlending entered, that they may collapse it and any others they find. We cannot allow any more enemies to get behind the folk who shelter here. While my scouts undertake that mission, I ask you to reassure those who hide here that Theoden's warriors will keep them safe. Will you do that for me, my friend? Although I did think that Gimli had a point, like if we need to escape, we need to escape. Like maybe don't collapse all of them. There was a great booming sound and then the earth shook. Do you know what it was? I thank you for the kindness of your words, even if they are lies. Yes, I know of the Dunlendings that attempted to sneak into the caves. This is my daughter, Leofa. It was she who stood with you and the dwarf against the Dunlending chief, and she's told me all. Do not think to hide such dangers from the women of Rohan. We will fight and die for this land if we must, no less eagerly than any of our men. If you think otherwise, you shame yourself. If the enemy find us here, we will fight to protect the honor of Theoden, king and of Rohan. So has it always been, and so will it be. My daughter Leofa will fight, and so will I. Hello again. It's nice to meet in less dangerous circumstances, even if the reprieve won't last for long. I will fight 100 Dunlending chiefs and as many orcs if that's what it takes to protect my mother or my father. You come to the caves only recently. Did you hear any news of my father while you were fighting outside? His name is Senric, and he has a distinctive wooden shield given to him by a great hero before I was born. Its edges are trimmed with gold, and it bears an embossed horse's head in the center. He is very brave. You tell Leofa that you fought alongside Senric at Helm's Dyke earlier in the evening, but you haven't seen him since. Ah, well, I'm sure he's still fighting. He's very brave, you know. Okay. I guess talk to Gimli. I hope you're ready for some more fighting. One of Eomer's scouting parties did not come back when he expected, and he went in search of it. It seems to me they may have found the foes for which they searched, and now those enemies might seek to ensnare Eomer. Let's go after him. Follow me and keep your weapon ready. Come to assist you, Horse Lord. I've located my missing scouts, but I was not the first to find them. The spiders found them first. Free my men and let these creatures know that the caves here belong to Rohan and its people. Alright. See if I can pull these one at a time instead of just to be safe, since we're getting close. This should get us to the 10 we need to kill. Folk sheltering in the caves should now be safe from attackers thinking to surprise them from tunnels in the mountains. There are still foes in the deep. We are needed outside, my friends.
Well done! Well done! We have pushed them back for now.
Return to Aragorn before we get hard-pressed again and tell him that you found me in fine spirits, flush with the thrill of battle. I trust that you will find him the same. And keep an eye on Legolas, if you see him. I have not forgotten our little contest, and with the fighting in the caves, I feel certain I must pass his tally. Guess he's up top, maybe? Okay, let's go find him up near Theoden. Or maybe not? Oh, there we go. Okay.
So Gimli lives and is in high spirits. That is good.
But I fear that I do not share in his confidence. The fortress cannot stand much longer. We're nearly overrun.
Our options are exhausted, as are the defenders.
I do not know how much longer we can hold the fortress. We must fall back into the Hornburg and defend it for as long as we can. We must fall back to the keep. Again, 2 ways to proceed. Talk to Senric for the storied tale. My friend, you're still alive. I've sustained a number of injuries and my shield was cloven in 2, but I still stand strong for Rohan. What is that? You encountered my dear wife, Ardith, and my daughter, Leofa? They are still in good health and safe within the caves? Oh, you've eased my worries. I thank you for that, but there is no time to rest. We must defend the Hornburg.
The Hornburg must not fall. This is the last defense, my friend. We must stand for as long as we can. For Rohan.
How fares the battle down below? There's been hard fighting up here, and Theoden King has bloodied his sword already. So far, we've turned aside all our foes, but I fear they will storm the lower levels and we will be surrounded. Do you have any good tidings for the king, or has all been lost? The night seems never-ending, and that is a trait it shares with the forces of Isengard. This way. My king. Stand not so near to the edge. I fear the arrows of one of the orcs might find you. You need not fuss over me, Hama. I do not fear death. My sword rests no longer in idleness. I am prepared to fight and die for my land and my people. It should have been so earlier, but for the honeyed words of Saruman poured into my ear by his servant Grima. But no longer. My place is here in defense of my people until the very end. It will not be much longer. I do not think we will see another sunrise. The orcs have almost overrun the northwest wall. Then it's over. It is not so, not yet. Black Lodge. The Hornburg falls, there will be none left to safeguard the kingdom of Rohan. We must defend the fortress for as long as we can. There's no other choice left to us. It falls to us to save Rohan. Follow me. That's not the last of them. Know that it was Theoden, son of Thengel, who dealt the killing blow. What is that? Black powder. Quench the fuse. Getting some real lag. That was quickly done. You may have purchased us a reprieve and saved the fortress from another of Saruman's sorcerer's devices. We're safe for now. Safe? He speaks of safety when tens of thousands of orcs clamor outside these walls. We slew these orcs, so too will we slay the next. This troll met his end at your hand, Theoden King. Aye, Ama. But how many more will need ending before I reach my own? We should get out of the open, Theoden. This way. I will not cower within these walls until the end, Aragorn. That is not the death of a king of Rohan. There are not many choices left to you, Theoden. Not many, no, but this choice I do have. You are Lingus. Riders, make ready. We will ride forth and bring glorious battle to the orcs. Theoden, it will take time for your men to prepare. I will give you the time you need, my king. I will stand guard by your door one last time. Ama. No foe shall pass, my king. Go, my doorward. Mount your steed, Black... Oh, I feel so bad. This is not what I want to do. You ride with us. I don't even know where my war mount is. Do we do it? Gleewine's gone. Thurkateel takes the banner.
Do you hear that sound? It is the sound of celebration. The battle is won. Dawn has come, and with it the renewal of our hopes.
Find Aragorn and Theoden on the field. So I was curious if it was going to do like the... You know, like Gandalf comes on the dawn of the fourth day kind of stuff. So I don't know if I missed something or if I accidentally hit a button when it was trying to load. I don't know what I did. But I started riding out and all of a sudden it just ended. Oh well. But yeah, it didn't let me mount my war steed. I don't know if I did something wrong there as well, but
Fortune was with us this day.
I came out upon the wall to see the dawn, and the orcs mocked me. They did not know their doom was at hand. They jeered me and threw stones, but I despaired not. Theoden spoke of one last ride through the gates, and I saw the glory in it, but still I dared not hope for victory. And yet, the sight of the king riding forth gave to his people the fire they needed. Did you hear the horn blast as the king rode forth? I do not know what man blew the horn of Helm Hammerhead, but it filled our foes with terror, especially the wild men of Dunland. They thought Helm came again among the living. Who is to say he did not?
The orcs fled before us into the wood, but from whence came this sorcerous forest?
We've seen victory this day. The Erlingas rode forth from the gates, driving the orcs and wild men before them. I've never been so proud of my people as when they charged beside me into the mass of our foes. Many brave warriors perished this night, but the glory that is theirs can never be taken away. Rohan lives still because of their courage. The orcs fled before us, but they knew not what to make of the forest that lies now at Helm's Dyke. Gandalf may know, for it seems a thing of sorcery. I know only that the wood is no friend to the orcs, for none that passed that way have emerged.
you see the forest over yonder? That is no doing of mine.
I'm glad to see you survived the night, my fortunate friend. Theoden, too, has had a turn of fortune, though he may not realize its true extent. Do you see that forest away yonder? That is no doing of mine. Those trees were brought here by a power much older than my own, and much greater in its own way. Theoden calls it sorcery, but name it not that. Name it, rather, a power that still bodes ill for orcs and all others who harm the natural order of things. Saruman should fear this power. I believe he has already come to know its mistake. But we will learn the truth of this later. For now, celebrate the ally that arrives in time, and the courage of friends. The day brings with it the dawning of hope for Rohan. I do appreciate that they're able to change the landscape so that Helm's Deep now is in its new form to, suspend disbelief a little easier.
Even the memory of Helm Hammerhand fills these Dunlendings with fear.
Most of the Dunlending warriors cast down their weapons when the horn of Helm Hammerhand rang through the deep. Even his memory is enough to fill them with fear. I'm having some difficulty convincing these warriors that their lives will be spared. I think Saruman painted for them a picture of my people rather differently than reality.
The horsemen burn their captives alive. Solomon saw it with his sorceries.
The Dunlending warrior stares at you with fear in his eyes. I know what the horsemen do to their captives, and I will not let that happen to my men. This strawhead says they will be spared, but how can I trust this man who weighs the value of a horse above that of his own children? The horsemen burn their captives alive and feed upon the dead. Saruman saw it with his sorceries. You assure the Dunlending warrior that this is simply one more of Saruman's lies, and that Éomer is a man of honor. The warrior's fear abates slightly, but it will take some more time before he is at ease. In time, the lies of Saruman will be proven to be falsehoods. You leave Éomer to his charges.
You stand before a victorious dwarf, friend.
The battle is ended, and so is my contest with Legolas. You stand before a victorious dwarf. Gimli laughs heartily. You were quite a help within the cave, my friend, and I thank you for that aid. The fighting was thick and the outcome was not certain, but we triumphed, and now the light of day banishes the fears of the night. I'm glad we are here to see it.
Dawn brings with it an end to our struggle, for now. Joyful sunrise.
Legolas grins at Gimli and nods his head respectfully. Gimli has won our little competition, for his tally exceeds mine by 1. I begrudge him not the contest, for I was very worried when the fighting drove him back to the caves, and none seemed to know his fate. But he tells me you were a staunch ally, and I thank you for it. Doubtless you softened some of his foes as well, and helped him win our competition. I forgive you for it, my friend. It was said only in jest, for the light of this morning seems more ripe for jesting than... I'm gonna cough again. Than any we have seen of late. I'm starting to lose my voice.
The battle is over, and Theoden has emerged into the sunlight and victory.
The orcs have been defeated, if not by blade, then by powers older than the kingdom of Earl. The warriors of Dunland have fallen or fled, and those that remain have thrown down their weapons. The battle for Helm's Deep is over, and Theoden has emerged into the sunlight and victory. We will soon need to travel to Isengard, there to see what will become of Saruman now that his army is defeated and his treacherous goals laid low. But for now, there is work of recovery to be done. We will nurse our wounds, tend to our fallen, and see what must be done in the deep, and in the ravaged fields of Rohan. I will call for you when the time has come to set our sights upon Isengard and Saruman.
Now we must look to the future.
The battle is won, my friend, and now we must look to the future. The design of Saruman has been ruined not by any spell or magic, but by the stout hearts of the Rohirrim and the swift speed of Shadowfax. Gandalf notices your study of the curious trees beyond the dike. That forest is no magic of mine. A power much older than my own drives it to be here, and I could not have hoped for a more timely arrival than this. He hands you a number of healing poultices. Before we can proceed, we must attend to the hurts of those injured during battle. These poultices will bring them some measure of relief. Speak with the king and see if he has need of such treatment, and then do what you can for his wounded. There we go. Book 14, Chapter 1. So Book 13, which totally makes sense, was the Battle of Helm's Deep. And it was, in my mind, fantastic. I'm glad I chose the story version, and, you know, I'm sure the epic battle version is fun too, but I really enjoyed the story version of this, and I enjoyed that it was very self-contained without too many distractions. And, you know, like, we got through a book in a couple hours, which is what I thought this would be like when I started, instead of some of these, which, and I know I get distracted and do it to myself sometimes, but some of these books are quite long. And I felt like I didn't miss anything for once by sticking with the book and letting it take me through this chunk of the story. So I think we'll stop here. Yeah, like I said, I thought this was absolutely fantastic, and kudos to Lord of the Rings Online for delivering such a nice, epic Helm's Deep battle. So with that, I guess we'll wrap up. Again, this is Art, Black Lodge Trivia Night, doing our book quest run of Lord of the Rings Online. If you're watching this, you found our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe if this is your thing. We're mainly a tabletop RPG actual play channel. You can see all the stuff we've done here on our playlists and such. But if you prefer audio versions of that, just search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your podcasts, and we should show up. We have like an RPG discussion podcast, Damn Fine Coffee. Matt and I are talking about Souls games and Bonfire Walk with Me. So, you know, again, all those you can check out, either the video or the audio versions, whichever you prefer. We have a Discord if you want to jump in, talk about CRPGs, RPGs, getting the occasional RPG organized on the channel, on the Discord. So yeah, check it out if you're into that. Otherwise, we'll be back with more of this. We'll be back with more of our Dark Souls 3 run. And we'll see what's up with the tabletop actual play part, because at the time of this recording, Patrick is off the clock. So thanks again to everybody. Check this out. Hope you're doing well. Take care.